Hey everybody, Logan here. Today we are, I guess it's a finally video, because a little while ago, well, if you've been following the channel, you know that PowerA sent me the Pac-Man 45th anniversary wireless controller for the Xbox Series XS. But now, finally, we've got the one for the Switch with Lumectra. And back when they sent me the one for the Xbox, they sent me the case for the Switch. I decided to wait until the controller arrived before I did the whole video on the Switch. Now, if you guys are familiar, again, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm a fan of these PowerA Lumectra controllers, and they've sent me two in the past, the first one being the Galactic, and the second one being the Boo. So let me show you, if you remember, how it lights up and does all the amazing things. Well, the Pac-Man one has features similar. So we are going to unbox this and test it out and see how all the beautiful lights and everything look. And does this do Pac-Man for his 45th anniversary or birthday or birth-anniversary justice? Let's open it up and find out. Alrighty, so here we go. Here is the Pac-Man enhanced wireless controller with Lumectra for Nintendo Switch. So let's take a quick look at the box. It says Ghost LED lighting. That means it moves around. Again, if you've seen the other videos, you know, but we're gonna go over that. Wireless plus motion, so yes, it does have gyro, rechargeable battery, mappable flappy paddles, or back buttons as some people call them. So boring. Now, one thing this doesn't have is rumble, oh yeah, and NFC. So these are the last few controllers for the original Nintendo Switch. I'm sure with the Switch 2 coming out, we're going to see a lot of changes, and I'm actually really looking forward to what PowerA has to offer for those upcoming controllers, and I'm really psyched. But we are still getting a lot of great Switch 1 controllers, and this being one of them. So don't worry, people, those millions and millions, 200+ million people out there who still own a Nintendo Switch, you're still gonna get some love. So let's take a look at the back of the box. It says the same thing: rechargeable battery, wireless plus motion, mappable flappy paddles, and Ghost LED. So you have different types of lighting, and yeah. So what do? Of course, let's open them up. There we go. That actually looks really nice. I like how they added the yellow on the top to offset it to give you that Pac-Man feel. And if I'm not mistaken, that's just a really deep dark blue. It's not a black. Where the previous Lumectra, the Galactic and the Boo one were, well, all black. I do like the yellow accents. That is really nice. Wow. Wow, that's a weird thing to say, but those are really like some of the best anti-friction rings yet. I really hope when PowerA releases their Switch 2 ones, these are the anti-friction they use. Oh, that is nice. That is like, wow, that's buttery smooth. Those sticks are amazing. Oh, wow. Beautiful D-pad, nice membrane buttons. One thing I'll say, even without rumble, they've got some nice weight to it. I am glad they listened after a while and started adding in some extra weight to compensate for the lack of rumble to give it a more substantial feel. This might be a controversial take to some people, especially if you're an Xbox fan, but I actually think the PowerA wireless controllers for the Switch are better than the Xbox. I prefer the shoulder buttons and the triggers here on sound alone, because here, let me pull back this one. a little clackier, a little louder, much quieter. Yes, these are digital triggers and the Switch 2 is gonna have that as well, but I like when it's much quieter. That's another reason I'm not a big fan of mechanical, because of the, well, the sound. But this looks really nice. Let's see if we got any power. Any power? Oh no, nothing out of the box. So you know what that means? We're gonna have to charge it and then come right back. All right, here we go. It is fully charged. For you, that was a split second. For me, that was a little while. As you can see, it's lit up. Now, it doesn't light up until you sync it with your Switch, so make sure you do that. It syncs just like you would a Switch Pro controller. Just press the sync button, bam, it lights up your sync. It recognizes the controller as a standard Switch Pro controller, so you're good there. Now, this is the standard light up one. You have your different buttons on the back for LED and program. Don't know if you guys can see those. That's gonna be your LED, and that'll get you your different styles, just like in the Galactic and the Boo. So we'll press it there. Now that is just the standard glow, pretty much just blue on that one. Oh no, it went off. Okay, press it again. Now you've got your lights, the pulsating, the different colors. Press it again. Now you have the chase. So that one will just go around and light up different areas on the controller. That one is a sectional light up. So this one lights up differently depending on what you're pressing and where you're pressing and why you're pressing. So depending on the game that you're playing and buttons you're pressing at the time, it affects the different types of colors for the different modes. So you have the mode select, like I said before, you got the chase and the wave and the victory. So it's 4 technical different types of lighting. But if you guys have seen the previous videos of the Boo and the Galactic, the experience is different depending on the controller. You get all kinds of different lighting effects and it's really cool, but it really depends on what you like, whether you're a big fan of Pac-Man or the Mario and the Boo or just the purple Galactic, which I find very cool. I think my favorite out of all of these is definitely going to be the Mario. Come on, I know you're connected to the same Switch. There we go. So I think this one is my favorite, but you can pick these up at almost any retailer. I've seen this one and this one as of recording at Target, and was it Best Buy? Yes, but you also have this one, and this is the purple, but unfortunately it is not synced to anything. But come on, let's sync it. There you go. So with this one, I think this one is really cool, but it doesn't have a license to it. So your lights are gonna be rather different depending on, you know, which one that you decide to purchase. So there you go. Hopefully this quick little video on the Pac-Man 45th anniversary Switch wireless controller with Lumectra helped you out, or you know, you just found it entertaining, because I have a couple of different controller options for you here if you like the Lumectra. Thank you, PowerA, for sending me all 3 of these, because I'm a big fan of these controllers and I really think that PowerA really hits it out of the park when it comes to Switch controllers in general. I like their Xbox offerings, but I really, really enjoy the Switch offerings, and I cannot wait to see what we get for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, before we end this video, we need to take a look at the protection case for the Nintendo Switch. So this will protect, well, Switch OLED, Switch, and Switch Lite. So let's take a closer look at the box. It's sealed on both sides, but as you can see, it can hold pretty much everything. Extra cartridges, extra accessories, cables, and an extra set of Joy-Con as well. And the coolest thing is reusable clings. What does that mean? Well, stickers. So this is the coolest part of this case, and what's funny is I know I will not be keeping this case in my possession, because as soon as my wife saw that Powerade sent me this, she's like, mine. And I'm like, really, woman? And she's like, mine. And I'm like, okay. That's probably the same thing that's going to happen with that Powerade Pac-Man controller that we just saw, because she loves Pac-Man. Okay, now I see it's that high gloss finish, and that's how it uses the clings. Now, if you guys are ever around back in the 80s and 90s, we had these things called color forms. And if I'm not mistaken, that's exactly what these are going to be. That's what it looks like. So there you go. You got the case for the Switch Lite edition, the strap to pull up the console. Yeah, that's exactly what I think these are. What do we have in here? We've got instructions on how to use it. Otherwise, we got a nice little pattern here of Pac-Man, the ghosties, and the cherries, and the bells, and all kinds of other nifty stuff with the little Pac-Man tag right there. There you go. But the most important thing are the clings. So let's take a look at the... Yep, that's exactly what these things are. So you can pick them up, change them, put them wherever you want. Yeah, these are color forms, man. So back when I was a kid. Okay. And they stick very well, so you can put them right back if you choose. Let's use the classic ones, because there's nothing cooler than using the originals. So let us have Pac-Man over here. He's going to pack right here. He's going to go after the blue one right here. And then you got the eyes back in here because he already ate a few. I'm going to put the eyes right there because he ate some. He ate some right there. And then we're going to add the cherry down here, because why not? And then everybody likes, is that a peach? You know what? After all these years, I never really thought, because that's an apple. Is that an orange or a peach? Well, we're going to put it over here, because why not? There you go. And then let's have this one. All right, there you go. That's good enough. I had fun. So there you go. Yes, it does fit the Switch, because I will show you right here. Here's my OG Switch. Open it up. Put that down in there. That down in there. Whee. Come on, don't fight me. There you go. There you go. There we go. There we go. Very simple, and that's a lot of going. But yeah, that's a fun little case for anybody who's a Pac-Man fan, or just kids who've never played Pac-Man and you want to get your kids into it and say, hey, look, you've got these color forms to play with. And well, people aren't going to know what color forms are unless you're 30s or 40s. So yeah, when was the last time they had color forms? Did they have color forms into the 2000s? I don't know. Let me know. Drop it in the comment section below. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless each and every one of you. And, well, thank you, Powerade, for sending me all this fantastic stuff. Love it. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.